Hi, welcome to SBR Videos. I'm Peter Loshak. We are previewing college bowls right now with Joe Duffy from OffshoreInsiders.com. Joe Duffy, successful professional handicapper for almost 30 years. His advice and insights into these games is invaluable. Right now we're going to cover the Bitcoin St Petersburg Bowl, NC State and Central Florida. Joe Duffy, thanks for being back with us.
Oh, thank you for having me, Peter.
All right, before we hear your advice on this one, another, a mid-range bowl with two slightly above average teams and a very competitive spread. Give a plug for OffshoreInsiders.com. Tell us what your site's all about.
Yeah, no, this is where I did it again. I said, yeah, no.
You did, Joe Duffy, but that's okay. Again, all we want from you is sound, insightful, thought-provoking handicapping advice.
Well, my favorite speech communications professor, Dr. Blount, would be very upset at me. I will work on that for her. But OffshoreInsiders.com, we have, as you said, 27 years of professional experience going back to the score phone days. I'm an OC, original Kappa. I didn't invent gambling. I just perfected it. Perfected sports handicapping. See why at OffshoreInsiders.com.
Sounds great, Joe. The Bitcoin St Petersburg Bowl. Joe Duffy, Bitcoin, the dollar's going down, right? I don't know whether it's going to be next week, next month, next year, or next decade, but the banking elite is fucking you. The fiat currency, we all know the deal. The dollar's going down at some point. The rich are fucking you. The banking elite's fucking you. You can, though, join the technological elite and get around it. How? Bitcoins. The ultimate in digital currency. All right, Central Florida and NC State. Central Florida is a 2-point favorite. That's up a tick from 1.5. Total is 49 or 49.5. And Central Florida was a great bet for most of the year. 8-2 against spread over the last 10 games. So they were pretty undervalued for most of the year. Are they undervalued here again? Not exactly sure. NC State, though, almost as good. 7-3 against spread over their last 10 games. Although they, just looking over the games, I made a mental note that they did have some easy spots in some of those covers. My gut here, I guess, says Central Florida, but it's based on absolutely nothing except my gut. What's your take on this game, Joe Duffy?
In my case, if it's based on my gut, that's a big feeling because I get a pretty big gut, but that's another story altogether. And you want more, whether you use Bitcoin or USD or whatever, you're going to get a lot more by visiting us at OffshoreInsiders.com. Remember one of the very basic things, and again, it was really reinforced to me by a sharp guy 10 years ago who kept telling me, look, one of the more obvious things is a big edge. Take a look at how far these teams have to travel. This is certainly a neutral field advantage. Central Florida, they're playing in state. They're only going to travel 95 miles. NC State, they got to travel 601 miles to St. Petersburg. Now, UCF, they got off to that brutal start, including that heartbreaking loss in Ireland to start the year, a game they probably should have won, and then they had maybe a hangover game. They did have a week off where they could adjust, their bodies could adjust a little bit, but mentally, not so sure. They lost to a very good Missouri squad. And keep in mind, these games were happening just as they lost Blake Bortles, one of the best quarterbacks in their history, maybe the best quarterback in their history, but Dante Culpepper went there. But obviously a huge drop-off when you lose an NFL caliber quarterback, an NFL first-round quarterback. They were rebuilt. The replacement sophomore Justin Holman has really come on strong. A lot of people think if he played that entire game against Penn State, they would have won that game. So that was a little bit of an aberration. But, this is a chance for UCF. They can have their fourth 10-win season in their last 5. I think they'll be plenty motivated playing in state. And NC State, NC State's certainly not a bad team at all, but UCF is every bit as good, and keep in mind that all 3 of UCF's losses were out of state, and one of them, as I said, were out of the country. They even won at the University of South Florida, so they're actually 7-0 straight up and 6-1 against the spread in the state of Florida. I'm going to go with the neutral field advantage on UCF.
All right, that does jive with my initial thoughts on this game. It's also how the initial line movement has gone very slightly. Right now, Central Florida -2 is the market-wide number. That's Joe's recommendation on this bowl game. Thanks so much, Joe.
The SBR Network offers free sports picks and game breakdowns, big money free betting contests year-round, a real-time Vegas-style odds monitoring service, and much more. So come see for yourself. To stay updated on SBR news and promotions, follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and Google+, and do be sure to subscribe to the Sportsbook Review YouTube channel to catch all our daily sports shows.